Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. Well, I don't quite know how the Edmonton Oilers managed to do that. They did not seem like the better team for most of the night, but somehow they leave Minnesota with a 5-3 victory tonight, their third in a row, and Connor McDavid reaches a new milestone. Connor McDavid, with a 3-point night tonight, records his 1,044th career NHL point, passing Yari Curry for the second most in Oilers franchise history. Congratulations to Connor McDavid on a truly incredible milestone. He is now only behind Wayne Gretzky for most points in Oilers franchise history, so I don't think it's going to be any question that Connor McDavid, when all is said and done, will be the leader in franchise history in points for the Edmonton Oilers. So congratulations to Connor, but if you ask him about that, he's just going to care that the Oilers got the win tonight. Connor with 2 goals and an assist, helping out in that victory. The Oilers taking the season series with Minnesota 2-1 with back-to-back victories, so that's great to see. The Oilers pretty much never win in Minnesota, especially, so to take 2 out of 3 from the Minnesota Wild this year feels really damn good. Taking a look at the scoring summary, it was another sketchy start for the Edmonton Oilers. Matt Boldy opened the scoring at 3:02 on the power play, giving the Wild an early 1-0 lead. And then at 16:11, Marco Rossi again on the power play for Minnesota, putting them up 2-0. A bad penalty taken by Josh Brown prior to the Rossi goal. You don't like to see that, but the Oilers would get it back fairly quickly at 16:32. Zach Hyman with his 15th from Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid would make it 2-1. And then Connor with his first of 2 on the night on the power play, a bullet from Nuge and Bouchard at 18:28. And we were tied 2-2 after 1. In the second period, Ryan Hartman would put Minnesota back on top, unassisted at 4:09, giving them a 3-2 lead. But Nuge with a beautiful tip at 14:15. Ty Emberson, Brett Kulak picking up the assists. It was 3-3 going into the third. In the third period, Vasily Podkolzin throws the puck on net. It looked like it went off Darnell Nurse and it was going to be Nurse's goal, but it does go off the Minnesota Wild defenseman, so Podkolzin gets credited with the goal, his 6th on the year. Victor Arvidsson, Josh Brown picking up the assists, and the Oilers had the 4-3 lead, 1:28 into the third period. And then Connor McDavid with a beautiful shot just under the crossbar at 12:49, picking up his 3rd point on the night, 19th goal on the year, giving the Oilers the 5-3 lead and the 5-3 victory here tonight. Now, despite the accolades that we are giving Connor McDavid tonight, there was a questionable play. Connor McDavid did chicken wing Marcus Johansson, hitting him in the head with his arm, and it did not look good. Marcus Johansson had to leave the game. He did not return. Connor McDavid didn't get a penalty on the play, and there was some talk about Johansson selling it a little bit. Did flail his arms in the air, go down, but I don't know. I can see it from both ways, and he did have to leave the game, so I don't know. I don't know if he was faking it or Connor McDavid went too far, but either way, I am expecting a fine for Connor McDavid tomorrow, so you don't like to see hits to the head no matter what, so it should have been a penalty for sure on Connor McDavid no matter what, and I expect a fine, like I said, for him tomorrow, so we'll see what happens there, but for the most part, congratulations to Connor McDavid tonight. Like I said, a little bit of a dirty play to kind of soil it a little bit, but he sets an NHL Oilers record tonight, so really happy for Connor McDavid, and also really happy for Oilers goaltender Calvin Pickard. I said to start off this video I wasn't too sure how the Oilers managed to walk away with a 5-3 victory tonight. I thought the Minnesota Wild were by far the better team for a vast majority of this hockey game, but Calvin Pickard made some just incredible saves tonight, including a 2-0 break, point-blank saves right in front of the net to keep the Oilers in front in the third period. Calvin Pickard deserves a ton of credit for the Edmonton Oilers victory here tonight. He was outstanding throughout, made a couple hiccups here and there, but ultimately the Oilers do not win this hockey game if it wasn't for the incredible performance from Calvin Pickard. So Calvin Pickard, Connor McDavid leading the way for the Edmonton Oilers tonight. They weren't quite at their best, but they made the most of their opportunities, picked up 5 goals. slightly outshot Minnesota tonight. So they did enough to get the victory. And like I said, despite the fact that it seemed like Minnesota was the better team for large stretches of this hockey game, the Oilers did have their moments for sure. Not saying they were terrible tonight by any stretch. Just seemed like Minnesota was the better team for most of it. But the Oilers got what they needed. They pick up 5 goals tonight. They get an amazing goaltending performance from Calvin Pickard. And like I said, they leave Minnesota with a 5-3 victory and a 2-1 season series victory over the Minnesota Wild. So I think that's all I got to say on this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.